Never let success get to your head, and never let your failures get to you. I'm a soldier, and I have to take my ups and my downs. And on Saturday, I took a loss.
I'm not sure his team understood it. Let's come off skill. Let's do the character.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Look deep within myself and ask myself how much I want it. What am I here for? Don't lose that desire. I want to unleash the beast.
It's tough. You know, when you lose sometimes, you know, it feels like it rips away a part of you. But for me, as I said, I'm never going to switch up and change on anyone. I'm still the same me, still ambitious. And I'm still going to walk with my head held high like a champion, because boxing is a part of my life and I'm a champion at heart.
Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Fast. Last night, I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark.
As they say, birds of a feather flock together. So normally the environment you're in is going to shape your future, right? We would watch all the athletes training, and I used to think I could do this, you know. But you know, watching from a distance, normally like armchair fans, is a lot easier than actually doing it. So I actually got involved, and I found a passion for it because I started watching documentaries about how people change their lives through sport, and that was really like the moment that I got the addiction for it, because it wasn't so much I want to be heavyweight champion of the world. That's not the dream. The dream was to change the way I was living. So, you know, like smoking, raving, kind of music I would listen to. I wasn't actually reading books at the time, so I read a lot of champions used to spend time reading books and stuff, educating themselves. At the time, Vladimir Klitschko was a champion he was, I think he had a master's or something in medicine, spoke like 5 languages, which boxers are known to have, like, you know, broken noses and be like, duh. So I wanted to educate myself, because I only went college, I studied music, and I left the education system because I wanted to get into the real world and earn money. But yeah, so that's when I went into boxing. I used it for those benefits as well, to educate myself and better my lifestyle. Because different times of people's lives, they go through things that change them. But right now, if I'm honest, it's about the money. You know, money's an interesting subject. It's a topic that doesn't get spoken about a lot, but it's one that makes the world go round. One of the biggest things to shake up the financial industry is crypto, right? So like, you can see how much of an impact finances has on our life. And you know, growing up, you know, always, I want to be a millionaire. I think that's changed now. Property prices, inflation, all that type of stuff. So you have to set your standards and goals higher. It's hard, really hard to achieve. Everyone achieves at different times. Like being a millionaire at 18 or 20 or 25 or 30 is not realistic. Sometimes, you know, 60 you might crack it. Sometimes it might be your grandkids who crack it. So those dreams and desires, though, are what definitely is at the core of who I am, trying to be successful. In sport, it's more passion.
People sometimes don't understand the pressure that puts on someone. And I can tell you that when people talk about the hunger of a fighter, you only have to see the changing room of Anthony Joshua after tonight to realise how hungry he is in the sport. He's devastated by defeat because he wanted victory more than anything. We're all extremely proud of him for giving us a great fight tonight against one of the best that's ever laced up a pair of gloves. So AJ, from my point of view and everybody's point of view, we're very proud of you for your performance tonight.
You know, because I've done it for a long time for free, and like I still train for months and months for free. I know there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, for example, but it's not every day I'm getting paid to do what I do. But definitely outside of boxing, as a young man, I definitely want to be stable. And it's not just for self. I don't do it just for self. I'm also looking at, I structured it so much that it was the finances where I put money at the core of me, because I've seen a lot of my elder aunties, uncles, mum, dad struggle. So the goal was to take care of them, and then skip my generation, because I feel we're still young enough and we've got enough grease in our elbows to work. So skip that generation and then build for the next generation. So our generation, we try to set up a lot of businesses and be independent. And then once I've achieved that now, we're now giving back to communities as well. So that's where I get the drive to generate income. It's not just for self, but I can help a lot of people. When I listen to a lot of old gladiators and warriors, people as such, they conquered, they had that drive. So I use that as a hustle, right? I take it into my lifestyle. So how can I dominate an industry? And look, not everyone has that mindset, but I feel everyone has to play a position. And I think I found mine in my industry, and I got to play my position right. It's difficult because a lot of distractions now, where back in the day, a lot of conquerors didn't have like a nightclub on every corner, and a Subway or Nando's to go to. So, they'll sit around a fireplace and congregate and talk under the stars and stuff like that. But now, it's not like that as such. So it's hard, but definitely I like basically watching a lot of conquerors every morning. More times than none, I wake up and I watch a documentary on YouTube. So I just connect it to my speaker, my little Beats pill, and while I'm getting ready, I listen to the ways of a warrior and conqueror, and it just kind of sets my mind straight for what I'm going to try and achieve. You don't know what's beyond the four walls you live in. And like my parents, it was interesting because in our house it was very cultural towards Nigerian heritage. And then, but I wasn't born in Nigeria, but I knew I was Nigerian, family, even the name Femi. It's Anthony Oluwafemi Olasheni Joshua. But all through my youth I was known as Femi, which is quite a unique name where I grew up. And it was only when I started boxing that you have to go by the name on your passport. But I was always understood my Nigerian heritage. And then boarding school was quite an interesting experience. And it's a lot different to state like normal school. But boarding school in Nigeria, like it's discipline is at the forefront. At the same time, I think that's helped me a lot in life because, as I said, I wasn't, well, like now, I'm not saying I'm highly educated, but I think with good manners and, little things, no thank you, yes please, standing up for your elders, honor, like in certain cultures, as you get older, you become useless. But the old carry so much wisdom in our culture, and you seem to be valued more, so I was around a lot of older people when I was in boarding school, and the discipline that it taught me helped me because as an athlete coming through that needed to excel at a quick rate because I started at 18. I didn't start as a young kid, so I needed to get through the ranks quick. I was guided by a lot of people with wisdom, and I think they wanted to help me because they saw a young kid that was getting in trouble, wanted to make a change. So when you see someone who actually wants to win and wants to help themselves more than, like, I want to help that kid, for example. So if I'm older and I want to help a youth, someone younger than me, but I can see that they want it more and they're more receptive to the information I'm telling them, then I'm going to want to probably help them a little bit more. So I was that kid that was, thank you, I've read what you've told me to read, I've researched it, I appreciate your time, thank you so much. And it helped me in that sense, in terms of discipline. Like ironing your clothes was a big part of boarding school. Cleanliness, I think that's so important, like your room. So I always felt if I could keep my room tidy and organised, I could probably conquer the world. Normally a lot of the great champions take a loss along the way. So I knew when I fought for the World Championship belt in my 16th fight, which is fairly early, I just predicted there's going to be a blip in my career. And I always said to myself, who am I without the belts? Who am I sitting here? I'm not a champion right now, but who am I without the belt? So even when I took that hit and it started unfolding, that championship status, started as the rounds went on, and then finally Ruiz became champion, I wasn't champion anymore. I'd already prepared myself for the stumbling blocks of the game I'm in, and it's about rebuilding as well, but staying strong and staying championship mindset, even though you don't have the title. So with or without the titles, with or without, the degree that you guys are chasing or whatever it may be, it's about like internally, like believing, I feel, and if you get what I'm trying to say. So when I took that knock, it's just part of the journey I'm on. Time is the best healer, and with time, things will get better for sure. So that's how it was. I just take it as it comes, and this is just part of the process. I always felt when I'm sparring people or fighting people, I actually see their spirit get dampened. Honestly, like, because you're looking at this person, directing their eyes, watching their body language, and I can read the body language, punch after punch, that this person is slowly gonna fade. I don't live in a mansion. I don't live behind gates. My driveway's open. I'm a man of the community as well, so I don't need much. I feel, as I said, my goals at the minute, that why I get up, is to support the people that have got a vested interest in me. So I feel I can't fail, because it will crumble a lot of people's empires that are building alongside me. So I've got a responsibility to achieve, to also help people around me. So it's not just about me. That's what gets me up in the morning and keeps me smiling, keeps me motivated. And as I said, ultimately for me, it all comes down to how I sleep. If I sleep good, I can conquer the day. And it's the small things that make the bigger picture for me. 6th round against Vladimir Klitschko, I was up, then boom, I'm down on my luck. I'm flat on my back. And back to the things I used to listen to in the morning. I said I listened to a lot of the Conquerors. So they say when you're on your back, if you can look up, that means you can stand up, that means you can get up. So if you're on your back, it doesn't mean that's where you belong. It's going to be tough to get back up, but it definitely means that you can get up. You know, when you look at, I just thought of it now, a little insect on the floor that's on their back, their main priority is to get back up. Same philosophy. You have to try and get back up. And just look at yourself in the mirror sometimes. Take time out. Question yourself. Who am I? I have to have that mentality to always be able to get up, even when the chips are down. And there was times when the chips are down, they're down right now, but I'm not stopping. And it takes a strong character. I'm not saying it's easy, it does take a lot of character to be able to keep on moving forward. Obviously, it's not all doom and gloom. Have fun, like meet your friends, go out, but there are quiet times. There are definitely quiet times, and I just think who you are in those quiet times is what kind of shapes you. And in your quiet times, what I've learned to do is listen to great conquerors, people that have been, in tough situations, and understand how they get out of those situations. So when I say in your quiet times, my quiet times are in the mornings when I'm getting ready. I tend to listen to things that can help me get through tough times.